It always seemed to me that things like flipping an entire circle of friends upside down only happened in the movies. But not too long ago, something happened that proved me wrong. One bachelorette party became the turning point for a once close-knit group. There were 4 couples in our circle. The first couple had been married for 3 years and had a toddler. My wife Mara and I had been married for a year and a half. The third couple had tied the knot last summer, and the last couple, Rachel and Nick, were planning their own wedding for early February. We were all around the same age, worked in the same field, lived in the same neighborhood, and had been through a lot together. But then, something happened that we couldn't bounce back from. Rachel and Nick's wedding was set for early February, and we were all looking forward to it. But before the big day, there was one important detail left: the bachelor and bachelorette parties. Tradition was a bit questionable, but it was always fun, so none of us minded. Nick invited the guys to a popular nightclub with one condition: no wild traditional bachelor party stuff. "Rachel doesn't want me ogling some random dancers," he explained. "She said we should respect each other and just have a chill night with friends." "Man, weak sauce," I teased. "This was supposed to be your last hurrah before marriage, and you're blowing it. We practically pushed you to get married faster just for the bachelor party, and now look." The guys laughed and gave Nick a friendly pat on the back. "Hey, come on," he said. "There are 4 of us, and that means if we're going to drink, we'll come up with 4 spectacularly dumb ideas. One way or another, we'll have fun. Don't worry." On Saturday, we grabbed a taxi and headed to the club, while our wives went to their own spot. Apparently lured by a place with karaoke. We ordered drinks and slowly started getting into the party mood. I call Mara now and then to check in. "Hey, how's it going over there? Your big night out, any fun?" I asked. "It's awesome," she replied. "Rachel just won a contest. She popped all her balloons first and got a bottle of brandy. We figured, why waste it? So now we're chasing champagne with brandy." "So it's almost gone already, huh?" I said. "We just got started, actually. Let me get back before they finish the bottle without me." I hung up and told the guys that, based on my phone call, our wives were having plenty of fun. An hour later, Mara's speech was starting to slur. "Not surprising," I said. "Mixing champagne and brandy is no joke. How's it going over there?" "Oh, everything's fine." "We're good," she stammered. Something in her voice sounded off, like she was hiding something. "You sure it's just you girls there?" I asked, half joking. "I swear I hear some guys in the background." She got weirdly defensive and quickly blurted, "No, it's only us. Just the girls." Then she hung up. After that, I couldn't reach her again the rest of the evening. Anyway, we had a pretty great time on our end, tossing back drinks, swapping stories from married life, reminiscing about our teenage years, and having all sorts of fun. It was close to 3 o'clock in the morning when we all headed home. I found it odd that Mara still wasn't back and that her phone remained switched off. Eventually, I was woken by noise in our apartment. Mara had come in, trying to be quiet but failing. She bumped into everything, knocking over chairs and a side table. I got up and found her completely hammered at 6 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't help but wonder what a married woman could possibly be doing out until that hour. Then again, I assumed maybe they had been belting out karaoke tunes, dancing, or sobbing on a park bench about their tough lives. I'd heard enough of their group chats to know how these nights sometimes went, complaining about how men just didn't get them. "Mara, why didn't you pick up your phone?" I asked, helping her keep her balance while she struggled with her shoes. She mumbled something about her phone dying, then collapsed into bed, instantly passing out, leaving me alone with my splitting headache. It was pointless to go back to sleep at that point. I was at that hungover stage where the pillow felt like concrete and the quietest sound pounded in my skull. So I trudged into the kitchen for some water and aspirin. I just swallowed the pill when my phone rang. It sounded like knives stabbing my ears. It was Nick calling at the crack of dawn, no doubt because Rachel had woken him up, just like Mara woke me. "Your wife back home yet?" he asked, sounding agitated. Yeah, she got here not long ago. Smashing, I replied. Can she talk? Well, sort of. Then ask her what the girls were up to last night, would you? She's already passed out, I said, still not fully grasping the seriousness of the situation. I had no plans to wake her. In the background, I heard Rachel screaming, followed by something crashing. Sounded like a plate or glass. Dude, you have no clue what they did. Nick yelled into the phone. And these are the same women telling us we shouldn't hire any dancers for our bachelor party. Unbelievable. But I'm not going to stay quiet about this. I can't just swallow it. Look at the pictures. I sent him a message saying sorry, but he insisted I needed to see the photos. He hung up and I opened my messages. The photos, let's just say they left no room for doubt. My wife, along with 3 of her girlfriends plus a few guys, clearly male dancers. And beyond just their presence, it was obvious from the pictures that the girls did a lot more than just watch. After seeing them, I felt like jumping off my balcony. The phone rang again, Nick furious. Are you seeing this, man? He yelled. She crawled home, dropped everything in the hallway, and passed out on the couch. I picked up her phone from the floor, and yeah, like an idiot, I looked at it. Did you see those pictures? He asked. I still hadn't fully processed everything, stuck between a pounding hangover and gut-level betrayal. Finally, I managed to say, yeah, I finally managed. Dude, Nick said, not only did they bring in male dancers, they got trashed and started actually hooking up with them. And one genius decided to film it. I even have video if you want it. You want me to send you the video? No, Nick. No. The photos are more than enough. I left the house for a bit, needing air. I wandered around, trying to wrap my head around this mess before going back to wake Mara. I demanded she pack a bag and leave. She kept fumbling for excuses. That's not how it looks. You misunderstood. The other girls are lying. But I had the pictures. She had no defense. She fell silent the second I showed them to her. About an hour later, Nick sent a group text to everyone, announcing that the wedding was off. He apologized to everyone who had been invited, saying, "If you want details, talk to Rachel." That was it. On what would have been the big day, Nick invited us guys out for a drink, asking for our support. None of us were in good shape emotionally. We gathered and tried to make sense of it all. How do you get so drunk that you forget basic boundaries? Or is it that if you let yourself go that far, maybe you wanted it all along? We were down a few beers when it hit us. We'd missed out on a proper bachelor party. So, in a moment of irony, we decided we might as well do it now. For newly free guys, presumably with the right to watch some dancers if we wanted to, our worlds had flipped upside down. We all felt scammed by the women we trusted. That single night caused 3 breakups in one blow. It was brutal, all because of one wild bachelorette party that destroyed everything we thought we had.